It's been a while since I have played Killing Floor 2 or even upload a video on this game, mainly because I was, well, a lot of focus on playing Payday 2 on PC and playing Cold War Zombies, which I still have a blast, despite, they have to nerf the crazy amount of XP that you gain per level. But I still enjoy the game, so I figure I'd just go back to this and give you more tips and tricks, which there's not a lot to cover, but there's still some I kind of missed or my friend kind of pointed out. So I'll give you more right now. And the first one here is the game volume. So if you, as much as the soundtrack in this game is awesome, you could either pick the music vocals or not. But what's more important is one hear what type of enemy or type of set you will be facing as the more high waves you go. And it's very important too to have a hearing, such as some quotes they hear, and depends on the footsteps and the noise it makes. You can definitely tell the difference if you hear like a Nidar noise. It sounds like of course, like a tech noise when it walks, and they say their quote like "Why won't you die?" And you can actually hear and other samples of hearing a large set approaching, such as a Flesh Pound or a Scrake, which they are very slow. When you hear it, it creates like a thump, thump, thump noise. And of course, Core Pounds, they just kind of pick up the pace a little bit. So as much as the music is awesome, I definitely recommend lowering down the um, the game volume. But if you enjoy both, you can handle both styles, go ahead. But this is just a small feedback. Well, on to the next step. The next tip I give you is when it comes to wielding a door, which I already explained about the support and demolitionist, but I didn't tell you about there's actually a health bar for the when it comes to wielding the doors.
Someone's not happy.
Regardless of how much you weld the door, even at 100% or like 20, 50%, you will notice that the door does take some damage.
Look at that.
If you look at the side of the doors, you know there will be a few cracks. Well, since it's a metal door, it's really hard to tell, but if it's a wooden door, definitely will see it like crack a few a bit. It will starting to break apart.
Look, the money sacks are trying the door. I'd hate to be that door.
So I could definitely see some like dent being more damaged.
Here they come, party time. Shit, they're knocking hard this time.
And probably take it quite a while since this is the first wave, but
it's all over.
you know the door will eventually open, even though it will not reach the 0%.
I'd hate to be that door. Bloody hell, someone's not happy.
And there you go. As you can see,
happiness is,
even that's a fully welded door, it will still fall down. So you gotta really be careful with the doors.
Taking notes.
So you want to make sure you keep an eye on that. And of course, make sure you tell them, tell your team that you have a hot breach, which will basically give you an indicator that the set just have breached the door. So you can have like a gunslinger, a firebug, or support to deal with the do with that corridor, like that hallway, for example. Well, on to the next step. The next step I have when it comes to field medics is mostly happening during trading time. So I have a particular skill here, and which is going to be the adrenaline shot, which is shooting teammates with heal darts. Not only with heal darts, but also with the healing gas grenades. Will increase their movement speed by 10%, which can stack up to a 30 bonus. And the purpose of seeing medics throw their grenades, even though like the round's over, like why wasting grenades and you have to buy more, or using your healing darts, you're basically boost your teammates' speed. And this also applies to the user as well. So I'm just throw a grenade. I move a little bit faster, and I'm probably slowing down quite a bit now. You can see how slow I sprint. Like, that's pretty slow. But use the medic grenade, and look how much speed I get. I go a little more faster than I was.
Ooh, that's nice.
Even if you're at full health, you can still move fast. And it's also applied with the medical syringe. So it's actually a benefit to have your teammates or heal your teammate, because not only make them sprint faster, move faster, but you as well. Plus, that definitely makes a difference when trying to get to the trader pod, especially on big, large maps, which takes like 100 meters to get to. And even though you lose the capability of homing on your teammates with the healing darts once they're at full health,
Down they go.
as long as you at least aim at them, you should be able to get the boost with no problem. Well, especially if they're just running straight and not like dodging side to side. So that extra speed will make a difference.
Perfect.
So this I'm gonna use the syringe.
Let's get you restocked.
You get that extra boost. Plus, standing in the grenade stacks. So I'm gonna stack again. So look at how much speed I'm going. And then back and forth, then I stop right here.
This is what happens when nerds run the world.
So essentially, it's just like giving your teammates Inspire, except you, instead of shouting at them, you're shooting your teammates with the darts, or throwing them with a grenade. And this even works effectively with the medic grenade. Alright, on to the next step. Tip. The next tip I have is when it comes to being a survivalist, and you want to pick the weapon you want, but there's so much shit on the weapon you have of your arsenal for survivalist. If you can't pick which one you want, let's say for example I want the MP5. Well, I would just switch over to the SWAT, grab an MP5.
Hurry up.
And if I want an RPG, for example, I would just go to Demolitionist and grab the RPG here if I have the money for it. So you can able to switch other classes. Plus, it's very easy to navigate through with the UI. And I know there's people say, oh, you could just press put on weapons to favorite, so that way you can pick on the right section. But if you have way too many favorite weapons, it's gonna be clustered all over again. So it doesn't really help as much at all.
Here they come, party time.
So I figured if you could memorize the order of the weapons and the perk associated with the weapons that you want as a survivalist, it makes navigating through the weapons much more easy.
Flesh pound.
So if you play with the weapons before, if you like the MP5
The Bostonator takes round one.
from the SWAT, and you want to play it with a survivalist, well, you can always tap in the SWAT section, which you should get it no problem. makes it much more
Feeling
easier.
careful, flash pump.
Anyways, now on to the last and final tip I have. The last final tip I have is, well, not really much a general tip, but more of a good tip if you're walking the minigun as a commando. Normally when you carry a minigun, you can't carry another powerful, weapon with you. You're mostly stuck with the AR-15, which normally is not the best choice paired with a minigun. So I went ahead for another weapon that's a off-burst this time, and that is the Desert Eagle. If you hate the fact that you're about to cause it during an empty reload, but you're about need to clear off or just need to finish the enemies off just a little bit more. So at this scenario I need to reload, I switch to the Desert Eagle, which is definitely one of the
best money can buy.
Best cross perk that weapon you can have. Now, of course, the problem with this, you had to deal with the recoil, and of course you can upgrade it so it can give a little bit more damage. But this is definitely good if you want to at least get some breathing room, reload the minigun, keep your distance, and this bullet holes over again. And sometimes switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
Careful, flash pump. Not dead yet. I'll sort that.
So just in case you're caught in an empty reload, to switch to the pistol, and there you go. It's very easy for it. It does quicker. It switch faster. And that's basically that's it. Much for the tips. Now I'm pretty sure there could be more out there, but that's basically what I have mostly in general. And this is good too because you can even fully upgrade.
This is what happens when nerds run the world.
The Deagle as well. You can actually have the medic pistol with you if you want, which is still nice. You can still at least support your team, but also still not have any downsides. So that's it for the tips I give you, guys. So thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, farewell, and have a wonderful day, everyone.